be a famine going on somewhere. Because we were just letting our midday meal go down, and the vicar calls with some envelopes. Breezes in, anorak and running shoes. And he says, I always look forward to coming to this house, Mrs. Whittaker. He's got the idea that she's deaf. She's not. One of the few things she isn't. And you know why? It's because you two remind me of Jesus and his mother. And I've always thought that Jesus was a bit offhand with his mother. And on one occasion I remember he was quite snotty with her, but I didn't say anything. Of course, Madam is over the moon. Because in her book, if you can't be compared with the Queen Mother, then the Virgin Mary is the next best thing. Are you married? She says. Always asks. Never remembers. No, Mrs. Whittaker, I'm married to God. Where does that leave you with the housework? She says. Well, I don't do as well as your Graham. He's got this place like a palace. She said, well, I do my whack. I washed 4 pairs of stockings this morning. She hadn't. She put them in the bowl and then slipped her mind. So the rest of the operation devolved on me. Well, how are you today, Mrs. Whittaker? She said, I'm a bit stiff down one side. I said she had a fall yesterday. She said I didn't. I said you did. You had a fall. And you ran into Mr. Turnbull. She said, that's right, I did. And she starts rooting in her bag for a lipstick. She said, that's one of those anoraki things, isn't it? They've gone out now, those. If you want to look like a man about town, you want to get yourself one of those continental quilts. She said, what? She said, continental quilts. I said, no, she means one of those quilted jackets. She said, he knows what I mean. Where did you get those shoes? He said, they're training shoes. She said, training for what? You're not fully qualified. He said, I think you'll find, Mrs. Whittaker, that if Jesus was alive today, these would be the type of shoes that he would be wearing. Not if his mother had anything to do with it, she said. She'd have had him straight down to Sted & Simpson's and get him into a good pair of brogues. Somebody was telling me the Italians make good shoes. Well, the vicar seizes on that as his cue to start on about people who had no shoes at all, and via that into the famine in Ethiopia. I fork out 50p, which he says will feed 6 families for a week. And she says, well, it would have bought me some Quality Street. When we were at the door, he said to me, oh, I take my hat off to you, Graham. I've got a mother myself. When I go back in, she said, Vicar, you look more like the paper boy. How can you look up to somebody in pumps? Just then, there's a knock on the door. Get down, she said, he's back. Only it isn't. It's Mr. Turnbull. New outfit this time. Little suede coat, corduroy collar, maroon trousers. She said, oh, you're colourful. He said, oh, we just have to have these slacks on offer. I was wondering whether you fancied a run out to Bolton Abbey. She said, oh, Bolton Abbey, that's right up our street, isn't it, Graham? Graham's good with buildings, aren't you, Graham? He knows all the periods of houses. There's one period that's just come in. Other people don't like it yet, but we do. What is it, Graham? I said, I don't know. She said, you do know. What is it? I said, Victorian. She said, that's right, Victorian. Only a lot of them have been pulled down now. Mr. Turnbull yawns. I've got a little bungalow, he said. Oh, that's nice, said Mother. I like a nice bungalow, don't you, Graham? Yes, I said, provided it's got a blot on the landscape. Oh, mine's architect design, Mr. Turnbull said. It's got a patio and a breakfast bar, and it overlooks a beauty spot. Oh, that sounds tip-top, said Mother. Come on, Graham, we better be getting our skates on. He says, I've got to pick up a load of green three-quarter length jackets from Ilkley. There won't really be room for a third party. Isn't there anything on the pictures? Oh, you'll be quite happy reading, won't you, Graham? Anyway, Mr. Turnbull said, you don't always want to be with your mother at your age, do you, Graham? I didn't say anything. I've been laid on my bed, reading one of my magazines. I have a feeling that there's somebody outside watching, but I can't see anybody. But once or twice I think I've heard a knock at the front door, but I haven't gone in case there's nobody there.